Tigers baseball tonight as they head into the home stretch for the 2023 season. They're back here at home. First of 4 against the Baltimore Orioles. 7:15 tonight before they head off, do one more road series to finish the season. They'll stay here at home to play the Reds after Baltimore, but then they'll finish the season on Sunday the 1st at Comerica against the Tigers in Detroit. 7:15 tonight on MMS. That's your first pitch. 6:45, shortly after we vacate the premises, is when you'll get your pregame coverage. Guardians coming off a painful run in Kansas City, swept by the Royals. Terrible team. So this, what, likely to be Tito Francona's swan song?
Yeah, that's what
with
it seems
Cleveland?
like. Yeah. I think with managing, I think he might be done retiring.
He's done all he can do with this organization, and we thank him for his service. It's too bad Mary's not here. Mary's in Cincinnati next couple nights. She'll join us from Cincinnati tomorrow. But there was a guy who was on social media bragging about the fact that he worked 100 hours a week. And people were giving him a hard time, saying that he was either lying or that he had no life. It looks like he works on an oil rig or something. A young dude, he posted a TikTok. If you work less than 100 hours a week, lower your tone when you're talking to me. And it kind of backfired on him because, people thought it was silly. But maybe he's working that hard. It looks like he's working on a rig out in the middle of. But,
I always wondered what life was like on one of those rigs. When I was at Edgewater, like maybe a week ago, there's like a thing out there. It's not an oil rig, but there's something out in the lake that just doesn't move, which I found out. I thought it was a ship that was just moving really slow, but apparently there's something out there
that's like a marker. I don't know.
But
I see it. I can see it from my window. Yeah.
Yeah. Are people on that boat? Or
I don't know.
Well, but also like guys who work the rig, they're working 2 weeks in a row, and then they go back to shore. So it's like a weird. So yeah. If you're living on the rig, if your commute is up the ladder, then yeah, you can work. I mean, 100. When I first met Gwen, she was still working at Jerry Springer. She was doing 90 hours a week. So 100 is only 2 more a day. But people were like, man, you got no time to do anything. Who wants to work 100 hours a week is what this person. This is the exact opposite of people pining for the 4-day work week.
It's true.
One guy said that barely leaves you enough time to eat, sleep, and shrimp. I shrimp a lot. That's really cutting back on my shrimping time.
I mean, I just know.
Also, if you're a shrimper, that's just so much shrimping.
But also, if you're a young guy and you're working a rig, you're probably stacking cash, too. It's probably a very good gig.
Well, I just know at the height of, like, when I had my morning job and doing this show and doing weddings, I was pulling at maybe 60 to 62 hours a week. And I know what that was like, and that was torture, but I needed the money.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't imagine what 40 hours on top of that, or 20 hours. No, 100. Wait, what's the math here? 60 plus 4. Okay, yeah, 40 hours.
Mm-hmm.
That's awful.
Well, somebody did some. I love the people who take the time to dig into people who go viral, right? You can't just let it be. People go, here's a guy or a woman or whatever who went viral. There's people online who just do these deep dives on these people, like, what's their real story? As if there's always something nefarious. Now, in this guy's case, it turns out there is something nefarious.
Oh.
This guy's working an oil rig off the coast of Texas. And I guess he had like manslaughter and DUI charges against him or something.
Is he on an oil rig or is he in the prison from Face Off?
No, he's on an oil rig. He's got the hard hat with the company's logo on it, and But again, if you got to be careful because people are going to come after you online if you're talking about how everybody else is lazy. Oh, I work 100 hours a week. Everybody. First of all, you're not lazy if you aren't working 100 hours a week. But, if you killed somebody while you were drunk behind the wheel of your car the year before, then you're clearly hiding out on the rig. You're not. There's a reason you're out there working 100 hours. Because back on the mainland, you're not allowed to drive or whatever it is. But the time that some people put into just digging into who viral people are, it astounds me. People who have a lot of time on their hands, clearly. So, if you're working 12 hours a day, you can stack up a lot of hours. But maybe, people don't like it when somebody like that is so, I don't know, confrontational.
Yeah,
They
take pride in it, but then they make, if you want to be proud of that, that's fine. But don't try and make me feel bad because I'm not going to work 100 hours a week because I actually want to have a life outside of work. But also it's not going to make anybody. It's not going to make anybody feel bad, right? But it just makes you look dumb.
It's such passive. It's a guy posting a comment on his picture on TikTok. People love getting. It is interesting how the brain works. People love getting riled up, but then they get mad at people who get riled up.
Oh, yeah. Well, don't we get that all the time?
It's an interesting thing.
Where snowflakes and everything offends us, but they can't stop talking about the things that don't bother them?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Alan, I'm a long-haul truck driver. 100 hours a week is bitch mode. There you go. Take that.
Cool.
Yeah. Cool story. Long-haul trucker. Well, good for you. 5 Mile Crib. Tell Poundcake that's what's in the lake. Cleveland Water Crib.
But I don't know what that means.
Well, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to look it up for you.
Okay.
A permanent structure that pulls fresh water from the lake and ultimately into the taps in businesses and homes in the greater Cleveland area.
Interesting. So there's
it's a water intake crib.
Okay. So there's it does it automatically. There's no one working on there. There's no one sleeping on there. There's not a small little cabin. Because think about that.
It does look like a house. On the way back, when we were coming back from Kelly's Island and just going along the lake the whole way, there's what looks like a lighthouse off Lorraine there. And I wondered, because it doesn't look like a standard.
It is a lighthouse.
Yeah, but my question was, do people live in it? Because it looks like a residential structure. I know it's a lighthouse, but you know how some lighthouses, they're just like a big, cone. They're like, but people live in those too.
Yeah, like a tower.
Yeah, like a tower.
It's more of a landmark. I don't know if anyone's in there. They might have storage in there or something.
Okay.
But what do I know? Someone could live in there and just make sure all the boats are going in and out properly. But
5 Mile Crib is about 110 years old. So I guess they were updating it a few years ago.
How have I not noticed that before? Because I noticed it when we were out at the Floating Fandango cruise after we were at Shooters. I was like, oh, there's a boat out there. And Martin was like, no, that's the crib. He was like, I just found out that it just sits there too. I was like, how have I not noticed that before if it's been there for 100 years?
I don't know. I don't know.
It looks big.
Hey, Drunk Sue.
It's because they trimmed the bushes.
Baby.
Speaking of what's that?
It looks big because they trimmed the bushes at the base.
It's, yeah. Speaking of trimming the bushes.
I wanted to pipe in about working the 100 hours or whatever.
Yeah.
I was a technician. I was a mold changer at a company.
You were a
And we
mold
had to work
changer?
12
What?
hours. It was a blow mold.
A blow
Plastic
mold.
plant.
You were a mold changer. Okay.
Yeah, technician, stuff like that.
That was your gig.
No, that was my gig, and I made good money, too.
Sure.
But anyway, we had to work 12 hours a day during the week, and then 8 hours on the weekends.
Yeah.
And this went on for I don't know, almost 3 months or whatever. And finally one day I was just so exhausted I called off. You know what my punishment was?
What?
3 days off.
It's like school when you get suspended. They go, You know, a kid that doesn't want to be in school and they suspend him. They go, oh, darn. You mean I can't come to school for 3 days? Well, but Sue, that was
like, you know what? I don't think I learned my lesson. I think I need to go back home.
Yeah, but their thought, I assume their thought was because it is good money, that is a bit of a punishment, right?
Yeah, but not really. It was hand over foot then. You know what I mean? I was making play. I didn't. Care. But I was just so exhausted.
Yeah,
dude.
I believe hand over fist is the phrase you're looking for.
Isn't that what I said?
She was making money. I thought you said hand over foot.
Fist.
Oh.
I meant to say hand over foot.
Sue's out there making money hand over foot, boys. She is hay foot, straw foot. She's doing it. How you doing now, Sue?
It was good money, huh?
How you doing now?
I'm doing all right. I ain't making nothing like that.
I understand. Well, I just meant in general.
I mean, that was like 76 hours a week.
Yeah. I feel you. You doing okay?
And that was like, yeah, that was like 20 hours overtime or something like that every time.
Yeah. Well, I'm not doing your taxes, Sue. I'm just curious how you're doing now. Yeah. Okay. All right.
No,
Thank you. Okay. Good. Thank you, Sue. There's Drunk Sue, who's out there, and he used to work she was a mold changer. Is that what she said?
Yeah.
Out there changing the molds. Stack and bank when she was back in.
She was changing them, but they broke the mold when they made Sue.
Sure did. That's right. Thank you, Drunk Sue. Probably back in her San Diego days. Hey, Rob.
Alan, how are you, sir?
What's going on, man?
Not much. Sue, my buddy from your 10th anniversary party, picked me to win the prize out there.
Hey, there you go. Congratulations.
Small world.
Mm-hmm.
Saw you out at Buzzard Fest, and I saw you at your ticket drop over there at the sports bar.
Beautiful.
Was going to bring up the lighthouse in Lorraine.
Yeah.
You know anything about that? No, I haven't heard you for the last few seconds. But
sorry. No, I didn't know if somebody lived in that or not.
No, it's not occupied.
Okay.
It's ancient. I forget when.
What is in Lorraine? So
early 10s or something. 110, 120 years old. My dad helped rebuild it, 20, 25 years ago. He's a carpenter and such, sailboater from out that way.
Yeah.
So.
All right, so we know because he worked on it that it's a sound and in good condition.
Well, it's beat up, but it's still standing. So
yeah, but you said your dad worked on it, Rob. I'm kind of.
Well, I know, but that was like I said, 30 years ago,
They had
25
a Lorraine
years ago.
budget.
Yeah, a Lorraine budget.
And then there's Lorraine. So I understand.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you, Rob. I appreciate the check-in there.
Yeah, it's mainly a landmark. Like, people have weddings and stuff there, and I think there's like a little museum inside. But there are beds there, so you technically could live in there. I don't know.
Yeah, there are beds, or at the very least, sleep. You can take tours of it, I'm being told. Decommissioned lighthouse.
Oh, you would get those Canadian soldiers, like, all over that house. Ugh.
We should rename them Canadian Pirates.
You got to watch out for them, too.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get the lake bugs bad on the side of your apartment, Bill?
I mean, when it's that time of year, but like I'm actually on the side that's not as bad. We get a lot of spiders, but it's also high enough up that I don't get it too much on my windows. Outside around the front of the building and stuff, it can be real bad when it gets midgy in Canadian sultry.
Alan, truckers are limited to 70 hours in an 8-day time frame. Somebody's boss is screwing them over. Oh, no. Somebody's working for somebody breaking the law.
Or maybe they work for themselves.
Oh, maybe he owns his own trucking company and he's screwing other people over. That's the American way. You get to be your own boss so you can screw over your employees. I'm tired of getting screwed over. I'm going to screw you over. All right. Well, listen, I think that more and more people, you can feel it in the air. You can see it on the news. There are more and more people that see no value whatsoever in working that much. People are going to drive themselves to the grave. And for what? For nothing. The return on the investment of your time is not a good one for most people. They'd rather be out living their lives than working goddamn 90 or 100 hours a week. You can't blame them.
It's Owen and Willoughby. Poundcake, just start the damn OnlyFans, man. You know in your heart how many people out there love infantilizing you. You don't even need to post content to an OnlyFans to get people giving you money just because they like you. Even if it's just $1, man, it stacks. Just make it. Get it over with. Do it.
Wow. Owen and Willoughby, he's always got a hot take.
I was like, if that's the case, then I'll just make a GoFundMe or whatever, a Kickstarter.
Yeah, but then you got to pretend you have cancer.
No, I don't. I'm saying I'm
GoFundMe is like for people who are sick. That's the new form of American health care now, is a GoFundMe.
I'm reconstructing my life.
Patreon.
Fund my dream to go to Tel Aviv.
That Iggy Azalea OnlyFans, by the way, I don't know if she's making all that money. It's just underwear shots.
Oh, you subscribed?
Yeah.
$25? You spent $25?
Well, no, it said I was prepared to, but it said $7.99 for 30 days or something.
No, it was the idea the dip in, see what it's about, and then get out of there.
That's the type of stuff I have to use Twitter for, because I'm like, okay, there's got to be some OnlyFans leaks on Twitter.
Yeah, you pay for it, and then you unsubscribe.
No. I want to if they're just doing previews, I'm not spending my money on that. I'm going to see if I can find it for free first.
Well, okay. Why would they post something for free that... You mean people taking screen grabs of their OnlyFans?
Probably screenshotted it and it ended up on Twitter. So I'll check Twitter first, and then if I can't find it, then I'll subscribe.
Well, I think OnlyFans is a great option for you now that you've lost your morning job. I think OnlyFans is a fantastic option for you. Because what's the downside, right?
That's out there forever, and I don't have control over who has my pictures.
Okay, but that's baked in.
Well,
I mean, apparently none of us have control over anything anymore. So might as well make some money off of it.
I've never taken a nude in my life. I would be starving.
Yes, because you were never paid for it. Now you can monetize that bod.
I need some practice shots first. Like I don't want to.
I thought you were all about the raw authenticality. Just take them and post them. Just put them out there.
Okay, well,
warts and all.
You have to. Okay, let's not get carried away here. No, the only way I'll do it is if you subscribe. You have to be my first subscriber.
I'll subscribe. I will never look at one photo.
No,
but
you have to look at every single.
Why? Why would you want me to do that? Why
would you want me to do that?
Because you just lost a job. And you lost a job.
You never shut up about being broke. That's why he wants you to do it.
You lost a job. I'm trying to help.
Soul.
I'm not. This isn't a threat. You know how many people like lose jobs and have no recourse whatsoever? At least you're still youngish. Mm-hmm. Get on OnlyFans. Mm-hmm. I mean, if Drunk Sue could do it.
Drunk Sue on OnlyFans?
I mean, why not? You know, I don't know. It sounds like she's doing okay otherwise, but, you know, you make enough to buy. I was just reading how Cleveland, Ohio is the most affordable housing market in the entire United States. More than any other city in the country, Cleveland homes are the cheapest.
I do feel like we get more bang for our buck here. I wouldn't say, I mean, it's affordable as you know, it's as cheap as a housing market could possibly be, but that doesn't mean it's cheap. But
Cleveland homes have a median price of $133 per square foot, which is well below the national average of $214 per square foot. Homes here are cheaper than they are in Memphis, Indianapolis, Detroit.
Detroit and Indianapolis are more expensive than us?
Yeah, because Detroit's blowing up.
But we have way more going on here than Indianapolis.
Nah.
Most places have more going on than Indianapolis.
What do you mean?
Like, we have way more attractions. There's I feel like Cleveland's a way livelier city than
people don't move. But people don't move to a city for attractions.
I mean,
they move because of things like this, because it's cheap. And there might be, maybe
we have more businesses here than Indianapolis. We're known for more things. Like we have.
You're saying you're saying that because you live here. I mean, you don't know anything about Indianapolis.
I'm just thinking like, okay, all of our sports team. We have a big 3 sports teams, so people can come here and work for that. Goodyear, Sherwin-Williams. There's several companies in Northeast Ohio that will bring people in to work and have an okay life. I don't know what Indianapolis is known for.
Right, like, so you're just speaking on what you know about Cleveland, not what you know about Indianapolis.
Okay, well,
They have the big motor speedway.
The big motor
The
speedway.
Indianapolis 500. Perhaps you've heard of
Lucas Oil.
Ooh, I'm scared.
Scared. It wasn't trying to scare you.
Yeah, no, there's a lot going on in Indianapolis. They were down for a while, but it's been a few years since I've been there, but it's a nice little city. I don't mind it.
They have a cute little skyline when I drove through it, but that was about it.
Yeah. Well, anyway, houses are super, super cheap here in Cleveland, Ohio, so take advantage of that.
And it still doesn't even feel like it.
Right.
No, it
Tell
doesn't.
your friends.